Now we're gonna get into archetypes of anxiety. And there are three main archetypes that pretty much every guy will fall into, and you're gonna have to be self-aware enough to pick out which type of anxiety. You have to make sure you can pick out which type of anxiety that you actually have, because it's going to be very important for fixing whatever issues that you're running into. So the first type of anxiety is girls are scary. You feel like you don't fit in, you have these really limiting beliefs about yourself, very just like generally unconfident. You've probably put in low amounts of effort or low levels of action on general self-improvement. You don't feel very good about yourself at all. And this is basically where I started. And this is fixed through going out and approaching women, starting to become more social. And we'll get more into that in the next module with the becoming social module, where you start easing into making approaches. But this is gonna be where you need to start stacking. Basically, you probably don't have any reference experiences that are good or positive. You need to start stacking some better reference experiences. You need to start getting better in your interactions, and you just generally need to like go out, take more action, go to the gym, do things that are good for you pretty consistently. And that's really all you need to do to get out of this one. And I think honestly, if you're in the I'm scared all the time, anxious archetype, you probably know where you are, okay? Because if you're in one of the other archetypes, you probably are like, no, that's not me. The next one is what will others think? And this guy is usually pretty social, and he's usually pretty socially aware. He's actually always analyzing everything a little too much. He's actually overly analyzing. He's usually able to approach sometimes, especially when he doesn't put that much on the line. These are the types of guys that, and I don't blame you for being here, but these are usually the types of guys that would be very, very shy or embarrassed to admit that they took some dating coaching or watched dating advice. This would be the same type of energy or vibe as a guy that is shy to admit that he's going out and working on his dating life, or telling people close to him that he's trying to get better at approaching women. Generally, you're risk averse, so you're never doing anything ballsy. These guys usually, the first guy, he gets stuck in the friend zone sometimes, but honestly, he probably doesn't talk to girls at all. This guy gets stuck in the friend zone a lot, and he actually probably has a lot of friends, maybe even a good amount of female friends, but they never view him as more than a little brother. And so this is also kind of another form of approach anxiety, because these guys usually struggle to approach women that they find attractive, but they can do some of the, I can go out and socialize and make friends with people at a bar. Just when it comes time for things to get serious and for me to like move things in a sexual direction, it's very, very hard for me, and I have a lot of anxiety around it. Or if the girl's particularly attractive, they have a ton of approach anxiety around that. Now, the third type of anxiety might not even feel like approach anxiety to you, but you're gonna know it's approach anxiety because it keeps you from taking action. And it's what I call the let's just get this over with already attitude. These guys, usually you have some money, you've had results with women in the past, maybe in college or in high school, or maybe you just got a divorce. Guys that generally, it's not like you're not confident, it's just that you kind of think you're too good to work on this stuff. And so you don't really talk to that many people. Maybe you think, and you have to be honest with yourself here, maybe you, because I've been here as well. I've been through all of these forms of anxiety, social anxiety. I've had this one the most recently, like since I started my business and have been a coach. And this is one thing you have to really work through, because you're gonna feel like, this is lame, this is for fucking kids. I've already done this before. I've gotten over my social anxiety. But a lot of this comes down to doing what I talked about in the first video of the course, which is dropping your ego and being okay with things happening that are weird, being open about the fact that you're going up and talking to people, being open about the fact that you're social. So guys that have this type of anxiety, they usually think that they're too cool, and they never go back to the basics. Maybe they've been good at the basics, which we'll get into in this course as well. Maybe they've gone back to the basics or done the basics before, but they won't go back because it feels like a step back. And honestly, if you have this type of anxiety, you need to take a step back. If you followed me on Instagram from my first video that kind of went viral, which was the approaching a girl every day for 30 days, that's why I started that video, because I had this type of anxiety, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna start over. I'm gonna act like I'm a complete noob, a complete beginner, a student of the game, and I'm just gonna start approaching from scratch again. I overcame it really quickly, and now I'm out here, I'm at the park, I'm coaching my clients, coaching 2 students right now, and I'm feeling really good. I met a lot of cool girls this weekend. I meet girls every weekend I go out. I have a really good time, and it's awesome. I have a lot of really cool experiences. So those are the 3 types of anxiety. Now let's talk about the ideal archetype that you want to go towards with your anxiety, because you probably always have some sort of social anxiety or some sort of anxiety around taking action. And the key to the perfect archetype of this anxiety is that even though you feel anxiety, even though you feel resistance, you will still take action anyway in the form of some of these things I'm about to list off. So smiling and talking to everyone, looking at people, looking around, keeping your eyes up, and literally looking, almost just being so open to people looking at you and making eye contact with you, smiling, giving positivity to everybody around you, right? That's a really big one. Being genuinely curious about people and how they're doing. Like actually wanting them to do well, and when they're doing well, be like, oh, that's amazing. I'm super happy for you. And genuinely being grateful. Knowing that you can't lose anything by giving away good vibes, okay? You can give energy endlessly and it will always come back to you. You will never run out of energy to give. It might feel draining sometimes if you have some of the wrong mindsets, but at the end of the day, you never lose anything by being positive. Fourth, understand that an unattractive girl can even reject you, and hotter girls might like you even more. This is one thing that is really important. So being able to go up and talk to an unattractive girl, and maybe you're not into her, but you think that she put a lot of effort into her makeup. Being like, hey, you look really nice today. I can tell you you look really good. Being able to give that compliment, even though, even if she might be weirded out or, think that, oh, this guy's trying to hit on me, that's weird, or maybe she thinks that she's not attracted to you, that's fine. And another girl that's more attractive might feel differently about you saying the exact same thing with the exact same vibe, okay? Now, the last thing is that every interaction is unique and every person is different. Everything, there's an endless amount of possibility that can happen from going out, meeting people. Everybody's different. No matter what archetype she looks like, if she looks like she'd be bitchy or rude or mean, or if she looks like she'd be nice, maybe she sucks, or maybe she's awesome. You have no idea. So really, if you want to be the ideal archetype of guy in terms of most attractive mindset possible, you have to be open-minded. You can't have these judgments. You can't have these preconceived judgments about other people. Now, as far as the action today, I want you to make a post in the group talking about your anxiety archetype. What is your anxiety archetype? What does that look like? And how do you let your social anxiety, your approach anxiety show up in you? All right, I can't wait to hear from you inside the group, and I'll see you guys in the next video.